how do you find what success is? Like, what would make some key point? How do you find what success is? Like, what would make some key point to think? How do you define success? How I define success is a fuck ton of money, all, just kidding. I'm not even gonna go there. Success is, are you happy? Are you genuinely happy? Are you happy with what you're doing and how you're spending your life? Not like, it's not a destination. It's a way of being. And I believe that success is synonymous with happiness. If you're happy, you're successful, right? To me. Now, to some people, they're like, nah, success is when I achieve set amount of goals or set goals, right? Cool. If that's success for you, that's what you genuinely believe, awesome. In my opinion, again, it's highly unlikely. Because if you're goal-oriented, if achieving goals is the only thing that makes you happy, well, your happiness is performance-based. And it will never be enough. That's just my opinion, my experience. But who the fuck knows? Maybe I'm just fucking wrong. I'm just a guy over here shooting in the dark. I'm a guy from the darkness, in the light, who still shoots back in the dark. Let's put it this way. You may or may not be rich, but would you call it a success because people are listening to you? I believe I'm successful because I'm happy and I'm living the life that I want to live. Now, don't get it twisted. Do I get stressed out? Sometimes do I get anxious? Do I have worries? Do they come up? Yes, but I don't live there. I don't live in a state of worry. I don't live in a state of anxiety. I feel these things on occasion, but I dismantle them immediately. And sometimes it takes a few minutes, sometimes it takes a couple hours. But I don't stay in those states because that is not my reality. That's my past. And where people get fucked up is they believe that their past is their reality. And so they project reality is X, Y, and Z because in the past, A, B, and C happened. But the truth is, reality is EFG, what I choose it to be, not what happened to me up a cherry tree. Fucking rhyming like a fucking weirdo. I lots of love and respect from Pakistan. Awesome. Thank you. What would you do to improve as of your current state, or would you say you've accomplished nirvana? You know, I need to remember what the fuck nirvana is. Here we go. In Buddhism, nirvana is a transcendent state in which there is neither suffering, desire, nor sense of self, and the subject is released from the effects of karma and the cycle of death and rebirth. It represents the final goal of Buddhism. A state of perfect happiness, an ideal or idyllic place. Hollywood's dearest dream of small town. Profound peace of mind that is acquired with moksha, liberation from samsara, or release from a state of suffering. I believe nirvana it can be a real thing. I don't believe I don't know. I think I subconsciously strive to achieve nirvana so that I can avoid pain. Right? So like earlier I was just kind of thinking in my head like, I'm so happy. I have a wonderful family of my own. I have an incredible job that I get to do. But one day this is all going to be gone. And I thought to myself, fuck. What the fuck, man? I can either live in a state of like, what the fuck? This is all going to be gone, so what's the point? Or I can say, okay, let's dive in. And if this is all going to be gone, then I'm going to fucking milk it for all it has. All the happiness I can fucking muster in every given moment. I'm going to aim to be present for it and soak it all in and not live a life of regret and a life of distraction and a life of anxiety and a life of fear and a life of all that bullshit. Because you can. It's easy, yeah, you can for sure. If you want to. But it doesn't have to be that way, right? Because at the end of the day, it's like, you know, I think of life almost like somebody pushed you out of a fucking airplane without a parachute. And you're, you know, I don't know, 10,000 feet above the ground, or however fucking high you jump from an airplane. And you can either scream and shit your pants the whole way down and just die, or spread your fucking arms and laugh and enjoy the ride. Like, and the thing is, life is like jumping from being pushed from a plane without a parachute. Because think about it, when you're born, what do? You fucking cry. Everything is scary, right? Like, I have an 8-month-old, and like, when she gets tired, well, she cries. Because it's fucking scary still going to sleep, right? She might cry a little bit, and she's not that bad, to be honest, but like, there's times when she cries because it's like she's frustrated, she's tired, she doesn't know how to communicate, yet she's new to this shit. And so it's scary. But as we get older, we start to accept, like, this is what it is, so I might as well enjoy it, right? You become more equipped to enjoy the ride before it ends. And when you're able to do that, people who are able to do that establish peace to other people who are falling in the same direction, if you will. And be like, hey, look, bro, like, we're gonna splat, but who knows what's after that? So, fuck it. You wanna hold hands? You know? Let's enjoy this. Let's enjoy the wind in our face. You know? Better days. What's up, brother? And what people tend to do is become very nihilistic about life because of that fact of like, well, we're gonna die, so what's the fucking point of anything? And I'll even go as far as to say, the point is, you live life so full that there's no such thing as death. That when the body ceases to work in this physical plane, You as the creative force of your own personal reality. Return to perfection and peace and all knowing and understanding. I don't know, fucking heaven, right? And, without getting into God reestablishing the kingdom of heaven on earth and everyone coming back as Christ did, as Jesus did on the third day, that's all another story. What I'm talking about is living completely and not in this repetitive cycle of trauma. And so, yeah, me and my girl were talking last night about this exact same thing. What breaks the repetitive cycle of trauma in people's lives that keeps them living in a loop? And it's self-reflection, learning how to reflect, self-reflect, which will lead to self-awareness, which will lead to awareness, which will lead to empowerment. But most people don't know how to self-reflect because of deep shame. It's like, man, I keep getting into these relationships and they're just so bad, and like, this is the way life is, and men suck, or women suck, or whatever the fuck, And it's like, well, maybe you're the problem. Maybe you're the one who's perpetuating this cycle of trauma. No, man. Okay, well, in that case, you're unable to self-reflect, because the truth is, until you are able to take responsibility for the fact that you are where you are in your life as an adult, like, you are there because of every choice you have made as an adult that has led you to that point. Until you're able to take that responsibility, there's nothing you can do for yourself except complain and fucking make excuses as to why you are in the situation that you're in. I know this, man, because I had to fucking deal with this shit myself. I had to face myself, and it was not very fun. It wasn't fun. And it took me many years to do so. Even to the point of, like, one of the hardest truths for me to come to terms with was that I was entitled. Like, I felt like I was acting entitled. And it was just like, fuck, where did this come from? It could have come from a plethora of things growing up. But it was important for me to come to terms with that, because I was spending my whole life being like, man, fuck these people, man. Like, they're like this and they're like that. Why do these people get this opportunity? I don't get this opportunity. It's just like, it was just like this entitled fucking mentality that I didn't even realize I had. I thought I was justified in my entitlement. But it wasn't until I was like, this shit ain't working for me anymore. I'm fucking lying to myself. And God can't move in my life because I'm not letting him, because I'm still believing my own lies. So it wasn't until I stopped lying to myself and started accepting myself that things started opening up for me. Have you been able to let go of previous issues? Like, forgive yourself? Yes. Do some of these things come up for me, like the feeling of regret or the feeling of, I guess, remorse? Yeah, for sure. But like I said before, I don't live there. I don't stay in that. I recognize it, and then I forgive myself again. And self-forgiveness isn't something that you you do one time. It's something that you practice until you no longer have to forgive yourself anymore. Like you're done with that. And so things that I have forgiven myself for instance, like things in my past relationship, they don't even cross my mind anymore, because as they did, I would release them through self-forgiveness. And so eventually your brain starts saying, okay, I'm not even going to go there anymore because I've forgiven myself, right? How's it going, everybody on YouTube? If you're wondering who I'm talking to, I'm over here talking to everyone on Instagram. Have you ever had to go back and ask for forgiveness from another person? Yeah, my girlfriend all the time. I mean, at least I have to apologize. Yeah. I appreciate that, Anton. Yeah, man, I have a pretty good support system, and you know, it's I think it's important to have a core group of friends, even if it's like one or two people, that if you feel down, you can reach out to those people, right? Like confidants, not just like those people you can tell anything to, you know? All right, you guys, I'm only going to be on here for about 10 more minutes. So if you have any other questions, feel free to ask. If not, no harm, no foul. Feel free to observe. My battery is at 8%, so I think we got time. I think we're going to make it. Who are you? I'm Darin Rios. Who are you? Wasil. What's up, brother? Mir. I'm me. Hi, me. How are you, me? I'm you. If I caught my girlfriend lying once, should I give her a second chance? But heart doesn't want her anymore. What did she lie about? How do you recover from past broken relationships that kill your soul? That's a great question. You have to start defining who you are and start taking action on those definitions. For instance, if they crushed you and you feel like you lost who you are and you don't know what side is up, from down, and you're just kind of like insecure as all fucks, you need to sit down with a piece of paper and you need to start just shaping and creating the kind of person you want to be. So you need to write out who you're being, who you currently feel you are, and who you want to become, and what it's going to take. One action is going to take for you to become that. And you need to start implementing those, even if they're small steps, even if it's like, I'm a fucking lazy turd, but I want to be a disciplined person. What is it going to take? What's one discipline I can do? Make your fucking bed in the morning. Brush your teeth. I don't know, do the fucking dishes. And you start taking these small actions that start telling your brain, oh shit, like I'm not who they made me, who I felt like when I was around them. I was gonna say they made me feel like, but nobody can make you feel anything. You feel something based off of a series of events in the past that you believe to be true, and then these people, it's just lies. You've chosen to believe lies, right? And so saying somebody made you feel a way is taking your power away. You just forfeited your power, right? So taking your power back looks like taking responsibility for how you felt when you were around people, and what you chose to believe about yourself during that time. And so now you need to start choosing to believe new things about yourself by setting a blueprint and taking action on that blueprint. And even if it's small things, like I said, making your bed in the morning, drinking more water, stop drinking so much fucking soda, right? Or fucking whatever the fuck it is. One thing that will lead you to the person that you want to be more like. And the more that you do this, the more you become this. And so this is how you recover from relationships from the past that crushed you, that you allowed to crush you. Let's be very clear about that. You allowed it to crush you because you were not aware enough to know better, and you need to forgive yourself for that, and you need to start taking responsibility for where you are now and start taking action to get the fuck out of that. That is the only way. None of this feeling sorry for yourself bullshit of like, I'm so pathetic and this happened to me and I just don't know. It's like, yeah, you do. You're just afraid, and that's okay. It's actually a good thing to be afraid. Great. Your brain is trying to keep you safe, but guess what? Now it's time to be brave. It's okay to be afraid. It's okay to feel that fear. But now it's time to stop living in that fear and start living with courage, with bravery. And look, this shit is easier said than done. But what the fuck is the alternative? Right? Choose your hard. One thing's really hard to do. Staying the same. It's really hard to do. It sucks. It's miserable. Right? It's like easy to do physically, right? Because it's all you've ever done. But on your soul, it's just hard. It sucks. But becoming the person you want to become is hard physically, but on your soul, it's amazing. Right? So do that, and the outcome will be good. Don't do that. Oh, you'll stay comfortable, your soul will die, and the outcome will be hell, and a hell that you created for yourself. Thanks for the inspiring content. Your videos giving me wisdom through some tough days. Peace and love, brother. Hey, man, I appreciate that. I appreciate you and what you do. Your book, The Inner Alchemist, I just bought and very interested in starting that. So thanks again. That's awesome. Yeah, thank you. Keep in touch. Look, you guys, if you want to, sorry if I missed your questions over here on Instagram. Thank you so much for sharing. And I'm Aziz from Uganda, and briefly, I take care of stray dogs and cats here. Fuck yeah, that's awesome, dude. Good for you. If any of you guys want to know more about your belief systems and how to change these belief systems, because ultimately, our belief systems are what shape our reality, the reality we live in, the life we are currently experiencing. If this is the case, it's going to take work. I'm going to put it out there. It's going to take work, and it's not going to be light work. It's going to be deep work. But if you want to take those first steps, hit the link in my bio, download The Inner Alchemist. It's an ebook that I wrote all about this. And it's super short. It's 9 chapters, but they're very short chapters with prompts and lessons in there and things that you can do to help you with this process. And if you download this book, anytime during your process you have questions, you can always shoot me an email. So don't forget, it's only $5. If you don't want to spend the $5, that's fine. I totally get it. But just so you know, it's well worth the read. It will get you started in the right direction, and it will change your life for the better if you implement what's in it. It's everything that I had to do, everything that I went through, everything that helped me. So if you have any questions about that, feel free to ask. But I'm about to hop off now. Again, guys, don't forget to go download that ebook. It's in the link in my bio. You just see it, click it. It's right under DarinRios.com, or you can go to either one. It's called The Inner Alchemist. It's about identifying your belief systems and your limiting beliefs and changing them and creating the reality that you want. So, answer me. I don't see you asking any questions. So here, I got an idea. Thank you. Appreciate you. Yeah, man, I appreciate you guys. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your attention. And hopefully you found this live valuable to some degree. If not, then, well, fuck you, man. You hurt my feelings. Just kidding. Have a good night and take good care of yourself because you're worth it. And if you don't, nobody else will. It's just the way it is. So, you teach people to love you by how you love you. Okay? Remember that. If you want to work with me one-on-one, feel free to hit the link in my bio, DarinRios.com. You can apply right there. And we can hop on a call to see how I can help you or if I can even help you. And if not, see you next time. Appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for being here. See you, Peter. Have a good night, man. Peace. See you, everybody.